Hello and welcome to Learn Yourself. Today we are going to study about lab preparation of ammonia via metal nitride. So this topic is under ICSE 10th standard from the chapter Study of Compound, and that too we are learning ammonia. So in earlier lab preparation of ammonia, we have seen that we have generated ammonia and we have collected it by displacement of air. Here also we are following the same method from here, that we are passing it through a calcium oxide, that is our anhydrous reagent, and then we are collecting ammonia into the inverted flask. You can check that video, the link has been given in the description. Here we are using metal nitride, and metal nitride will react with warm water and will give us metal hydroxide and ammonia gas. This is our desired product, that is ammonia gas. So any burning metal, so what all metal can be called as burning metal? Magnesium, calcium and aluminium. Their respected nitride we are taking here. So magnesium nitride, you can also take calcium nitride, you can also take aluminium nitride. And in this reaction, when they are going to react with a warm water, you will get here their respected insoluble hydroxide. That means if you have taken here magnesium nitrate, you will get here magnesium hydroxide. If you have taken calcium nitrate or aluminium nitrate, you will get here calcium hydroxide or aluminium hydroxide. This is insoluble hydroxide, which will precipitate out after the reaction, and the ammonia will be generated, that is our desired product. So when you are taking a magnesium nitrate in a round bottom flask, we are not heating it into this experiment. We are adding a warm water in a dropwise manner through a thistle funnel. This is a funnel, and it will add a warm water to our round bottom flask in a dropwise manner. So from here, whatever ammonia gas will be generated, it will pass through this delivery tube and go to this arrangement. In this we have kept calcium oxide. Why we are taking calcium oxide? Because calcium oxide is not reacting with ammonia gas, that we have seen earlier. If you are taking H2SO4 or phosphorus pentoxide, those compounds are going to react with ammonia gas. So we are taking calcium oxide, which is not reacting with ammonia. When ammonia gas is passing through this tower, it will be moisture free, and then we are collecting it here in the inverted gas jar. Why? Because ammonia is lighter than air. Ammonia is lighter than air, so air will come out, and we are collecting ammonia here by the displacement of air. Okay, and here ammonia gas we are not collecting over water, because ammonia is soluble in the water, so we are not collecting over the water. Now this method is seldom used, that means very rarely used method. And why? Because metal nitrides are very expensive, so this method is seldom used. So this is all about preparation of ammonia from metal nitrides. If you find this video helpful, please give a thumbs up and subscribe my channel for more important content. Now let us understand that how we are going to manufacture ammonia via Haber's process. This process is very popular because the yield and the favorable circumstances to get ammonia is very high through this process. So industrially this process is well known. So this is known as Haber's process. Let us understand this first diagrammatically. That in this we are taking 1 volume of nitrogen. It is reacting with 3 volume of hydrogen This is a reversible reaction. That means water, nitrogen and hydrogen is reacting and we are getting ammonia. Along with the ammonia, we will also get some of the hydrogen and some of the nitrogen as a product, because this is a reversible reaction. Once the ammonia is formed, from ammonia we will also get 1 volume of nitrogen and 3 volume of hydrogen. This is the meaning of reversible reaction. So you will not get only product. You will also get this two reactant along with the ammonia. So in this reaction we will also get 22,000 calorie, and what will be the reaction condition? That this reaction we are performing at 450 degree to 500 degree centigrade, and which pressure we are doing it? It's from 200 to 900 atmospheric pressure we are going to perform this reaction. In this reaction we are using iron as a catalyst and molybdenum as a promoter. So let us start understanding that how we are doing it. So from here, this is a compression pump. From here we are adding 3 volume of hydrogen and 1 volume of nitrogen to this chamber. This chamber will compress this both gases, and that mixture will travel through this and it will come to the electrically heated catalyst chamber. So these two compressed hydrogen and nitrogen will come here into the electrically heated chamber. It will pass through this Fe catalyst, and here we are getting a mixture of hydrogen, nitrogen and ammonia gas. This all three will also pass through a cooling coil. Now, whenever they are passing from here, it is under pressure. So this pressure is very high. So when it is passing through this cooling coil, here the pressure is very low. The pressure is very low. So under this, here it is in the gas form. Ammonia is in the gas form. When it is passing through here, the pressure is very low. Under this low pressure, here we will get a liquid ammonia. Ammonia we will get, and that too in the liquid form we will get. Along with this ammonia we will get hydrogen and nitrogen, because this is a reversible reaction. So what all hydrogen and nitrogen unreacted we will get, it will again go to the electrically heated chamber. This sign suggests that what all hydrogen and nitrogen unreacted will come along with an ammonia will again recycle into this electrically heated chamber. Now we will see from here that the compressed hydrogen and nitrogen gas will come here. When it comes here, with the help of this Fe catalyst, here there will be a heat exchange, because what all recycled hydrogen and nitrogen will come here, they will be cooled. But here what all compressed mixture has been come, they will be very much hot. So here it will be heat exchange between these two type of reactants. What all hydrogen and nitrogen will come here, they will be very cool, and what all compressed hydrogen and nitrogen will come here, they will be hot. So there will be a heat exchange within them, and again the ammonia, hydrogen, nitrogen will pass through this tunnel. It will come to the cooling coil. Here the pressure will be very low, so ammonia will convert into liquid, and this liquid we are collecting here. But again, what all hydrogen and nitrogen unreacted we will get here, it will pass, it will be recycled and again sent back to heat exchange chamber. So this is the process of manufacturing ammonia via Haber's process. Now let us understand some of the reason that why we are using this temperature pressure condition, why we are taking 3 volumes of hydrogen and 1 volume of nitrogen. Now we are going to learn about some specific reason for Haber's process. Earlier we have seen the Haber's process for manufacturing of ammonia. In that we have taken 1 volume of nitrogen gas and 3 volume of hydrogen. That reaction is reversible. We have performed it at certain pressure, certain temperature. We have taken catalyst iron and as a promoter we have taken molybdenum. Now let us understand this reasons that we have taken a ratio for the reactant 3:1. That means ammonia is NH3. So definitely 1 is for ammonia and 3 is for hydrogen. So there will be 2 reasons for that. That increase the concentration of reactant. If you will increase the concentration of one of a reactant, will favors the forward reaction. Reversible reaction will be like this. So it will forward, it will accelerate the forward reaction. It will also increase the yield, and that is our ammonia gas. So why we are taking in this ratio? Because in ammonia our reactant are in a ratio of 1:3 or 3:1. Increase the concentration of reactant will favor the forward reaction compared and not the reverse reaction, and it will also increase the yield. Now second, reactant should be pure. Whatever reactants we are taking nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas, and that has to be pure. Why? Because impurity will poison our catalyst. Catalyst we are taking, that is Fe. It will poison our catalyst and reduce its effectiveness. So what is catalyst work in this reaction? To accelerate reaction and to get us a maximum yield. So that will be affected by the impurities. Now reaction temperature. Which temperature we are taking? 450 to 500 degrees centigrade reaction temperature we are maintaining throughout. But this is an exothermic reaction. What is an exothermic reaction? If you have remember, I have written the reaction, and along with the ammonia I have mentioned that it will give us 22,000 calorie. That means it is exothermic reaction which gives us heat or energy. So this is exothermic reaction, and first initially we are heating it, but after that we are not heating it, because it is exothermic. Whatever heat is generated, whatever energy we are getting, that only will lead a reaction. And above this, above this means if you are using a temperature, if you are keeping a temperature above this, then it will lead to a reversible reaction. That means our yield will again convert back to ammonia. This is our yield, that is NH3. Here nitrogen plus hydrogen is there, nitrogen and hydrogen, and this nitrogen and hydrogen we are getting it back if you are keeping temperature more than 450 to 500 degree centigrade. If you are keeping temperature more than this, then the ammonia will again convert back to nitrogen and hydrogen. So this is an exothermic reaction. Initially only we are heating. After that we are not heating it because it is an exothermic reaction. The heat generated from the reaction will lead the reaction, and above this if you are keeping a temperature, then you will get nitrogen and hydrogen back from our yield. Now next, pressure. Which pressure we are keeping? We are keeping 200 to 900 atmospheric pressure for the reaction. More than this is an optimum pressure condition. If we are keeping more than this, then our production plant will not withstand with that temperature. This is an optimum pressure and we are keeping this pressure. Now about catalyst. What catalyst we are using? We are using iron, and it is mixed with molybdenum. And why we are mixing it with molybdenum? Because molybdenum is working as a promoter. Here molybdenum is a promoter. Now promoter's work is to increase the effectiveness of catalyst. So Fe's effectiveness will increase in presence of molybdenum. So it will accelerate the forward reaction. And now the last one is recovery of ammonia is very easy in Haber's process. Why? Because it is a reversible reaction. So whatever you will get ammonia, it won't be alone. It will be with nitrogen and hydrogen. But the recovery of ammonia, to separate the ammonia from this mixture is very easy, because ammonia is easily liquefiable, whereas nitrogen and hydrogen is not. So whenever you are getting this mixture, you will liquefy the ammonia and separate the ammonia, and this too will remain as a gas. Now second thing is, ammonia is easily soluble in the water. Second kind of process, you can soluble ammonia into the water. You can dissolve ammonia into the water, and this too will remain as a gas, because the solubility of ammonia is very high in the water. So you will get this too as a gas, and this will be soluble in the water. So this is the way you can separate the ammonia, and the recovery of ammonia is very easy in Haber's process. So this is all about the reasoning of Haber's process. All these are the point-wise answers for the reason. These all points you need to mention for each and every reasons. So all these points you need to remember, and accordingly you can frame your answers. So you just need to remember these points and you can easily answer any of the reason. If you feel that this video has made your learning easy, then give a thumbs up to a video. If you share your views, please do write it in a comment box, and don't forget to subscribe for more important videos.